Okay, guys, we are going to the Historical Society. What do you call it? Historical Society? Is that what it is?
No! It's like the Historical Society Museum.
In Birchwood. Bum, bum, bum.
By the way.
Ooh.
By the way, Miss Ray's about to get run over.
By the way. It's really cool. I gotta pee. I've never been inside it though. Wait, guys, do that again for the vlog.
It was all funny. It was all funny. Right over here. Why would you do that?
No. I literally saw it.
You have no proof.
Wait, so what is this house? Does anybody know?
Oh, it's a haunted house in
The haunted house?
I can't lie to my sister.
They were
I don't broke into this with me.
murdered.
What? Oh, I have incriminating evidence.
Guys, we should do that.
Actually, like interesting because that's how like every building is available. I've never been inside this. Me neither.
I used to say that George Washington lived in the house next door. Sidewalk here.
I don't know.
You think it could be? And then like Mandalorian. Oh my gosh, friend, you're just trying to
Oh. Oh. Is that it right there? That brown
Ben, just
building?
feel Tinkerbell. Ben, feel Tinkerbell.
Or my-
She came from little, what's it called?
Okay.
I just don't have to just go with me.
Bum, bum, bum. If I play the Law and Order sound, I might get it.
Ben, you should jump in. Oh, there's a frog! Wait, where?
No way. An
amphibian.
What is
amphibian.
a frog?
Ew.
Holy, the dandelions went everywhere. Is it in my hair? I don't think I've ever, yeah, I actually never.
So this is the journalism class? Yes! Nice to meet all of you. So you write stories for the newsletter, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what history is, stories. So I'm going to tell you some stories about Birchwood, okay? And about the Moreys and some of the other things. So let's start, where do I want to start? Let's go in this room. I want to show you the actual start of Birchwood. Now, I gotta give you, stop right there. I gotta give you a little background. First of all, in the late 1800s, well, 1850s to 1900, this was all trees. Some pine trees were 5 feet in diameter. That's how big they were, and 160 to 200 feet tall. Knapp Stout came in. That was a big lumber company, the biggest in the world at one time. 85,000 acres around here. And they logged it all off, okay? So by 1900, it's all gone. Although it's really ugly because it's called cutover and the stumps are about this high, all around town, and it's kind of foggy. So the railroads, there were 2 railroads that came into Birchwood, and they were racing to get to Birchwood, the Omaha and the Sioux. And they got here in 1901. You know where the Narrows is between Red Cedar and Balsam Lake? Yeah. At that point, both railroad tracks were about 35 feet apart. So in 1901, October, a gentleman had the Wisconsin Land Company. He had the village planted off, that's what they call it. Across the street where the ballpark is, they put up this big sign that had all the lots, 29 lots, posted, and they auctioned off the lots. And that's what started Birchwood. This was
The lots are all here in town.
yeah.
This is the baseball field, you guys.
Yeah, that was, he established that for a park. He established, I think, a lot for the school. There might have been something else, but that was part of the whole plan. Here's some gentlemen, they're here for the auction. This was probably one of the first lots that sold because it was on higher ground. Now, it's hard to tell that now, but apparently it was a little boggy around here.
Okay.
So turn around and let's take a look at the progression of the house.
This is this house right here.
This house right here. So in 1901, it's kind of hard to see, Gus Freitag built the first part of the house, which was these 2 rooms and what's above. then in 1904, he added on the front part. You can see it's still not done. There's a ladder, there's no brick, there's no porches. In 1908, it's finished. And in 1917, he sold it to James Morey, who came from Portage, Wisconsin. He sold it for, I gotta look at get my numbers right, $304.07.
$304.
Oh my god.
Now, you know, you think 7 cents. Well, a penny was worth a lot.
Yeah.
Just like it's not now. Anyway, but so James Morey moved his family here, and he had 2 sons, Orrin and Howard, and I'll talk a little bit about Howard in a bit. But they then had the house from then on. And when Howard was in his 90s, he donated it to the Historical Society to be a museum, for people to come in a couple times a year to see what a house would have been like. The Historical Society decided, I mean, it was kind of modernized, and he spent his summers here, but they decided to have it look like a house in the early 1900s. So, I mean, there are some things that definitely are more modern than that, but it gives you an idea. So, back in here, pretty much this, except for this modern thing, this is what it would have been like. The wood gas stove was here. I'm wondering how they got it in here. Maybe they built the house around it. I don't know, but it's a heavy piece of thing. So this was actually an ice box. So it was cooled by ice, and then later on the condenser was added. It was not originally in the house when he gave it to the Historical Society. He had a modern refrigerator, but we added that. The carriage house back there is where, just like it sounds, he had a horse and carriage. Later on, maybe a Model T, Model A, a cow. There were, when the floor was renovated in one part of it, they found, you know, that there had been chickens and pigs, and so, I mean, it was a little barn. You know,
I'm looking at the sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah.
We just bought one of these and made our own sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah.
Cabbage.
They're hard to fry, too. Yeah. Let's see, anything else I want to talk about here? So initially, just a little fact before the railroads came in, the dams, like the dam here in Birchwood, and then in McConna, and down in Rice Lake, those were put in intentionally by the Knapp Stout and Company, because they figured out that if they could control the flow of the water with the rivers, because they were just little cricks, they could move the pine logs downstream anytime they wanted, down to their sawmills. Otherwise, all the logging was done in the wintertime, and they just stacked all these logs, piled them all until spring came, and then hoped that the water would flow right and they could move them. But they were able to dam it up and actually really control it. That worked for the pine logs. But the heavy wood, oaks, the hardwoods, they're too heavy to float. That's why the railroads came in, to help move the hardwoods. And then, you know, now that when the wood was all gone, it's like, oh my gosh, we have this, you know, space, we got these lakes, let's develop it, let's have people move here. So, okay, any questions about the kitchen? Okay, move back into this room. So, this wall was not originally there. It was added on. It's a bathroom. Where's the bathroom? It was the corner of the house. Near the corner, of course, closest to the house, because you wanted as convenient as you could. Most of the houses at that time in Birchwood, remember I said that this room was added on in 1904. So if you look at the wood here, it's pretty plain, and actually that's not wood grain, that's painted to look like the grain of the wood. That was something that was done back then, because it was probably just pine. I'm sure it's just pine, and it didn't really have much of a grain. But if you come in here and look, when they added this on, they had a little more money, and so if you look at the trim around the entrance, it's hardwood, It's got its own grain, it's got a little bit of decoration to it in terms of the design. The organ belonged to the postmistress. Her name was, what was her first name? Mrs. Knapp, never, of course. Women didn't have first names back then. They went by Mrs.
Oh, wow.
I'm serious.
I did not know that.
A lot of times they went by Mrs. Yes. So that was her organ. She lived next door. The family moved to Minnesota, but then later on they donated it back to the Historical Society. I believe it does. I don't know the last time anybody's tried to play it. A lot of the keys need to be re-glued, but at one time it did work. And so this was the heating supply. So entertainment back then. What did they do for entertainment? Well, you had your organ, so you could sing. You had a Victrola that you could wind up and listen to records. You had a deck of playing cards. And then you had this. Anybody know what this is? A VR. Well, kind of, sort of. Actually, the picture, it's kind of hard to tell. There's a whole stack of them. But there's two pictures on the card. If you look through it, it actually then becomes three-dimensional. Feel free to take a look. Come on, you can do it.
What do you see, Zaylin? Describe it.
I don't know, it's just more zoom in.
But it is three-dimensional.
Ton of them there for
Oh yeah,
people
and
to-
that's what that was part of the entertainment. I know. Music's cool. Okay, how much time do I have? I want to make sure that
We've got to be out at what time, you guys? By 2:30 we need to be there.
No problem.
So we have 15
We can do it.
minutes.
We can do it. All right. Another thing I wanted to show you about houses back then.
I can still see you.
Around here you can see this is hardwood. Okay. But to save money, underneath where they were going to put a rug, they just put cheap pine. Because they were going to cover it up with a rug.
Oh my gosh.
There was a newspaper in Birchwood at one time. This is a copy of a 1916 issue from the Birchwood Bulletin.
Wait, what year was that?
1916.
So there was actually a Birchwood newspaper.
Yes, there was. Yeah.
I've been talking to Lexi straight from the Birchwood
yeah.
page, and she said that I should look into this.
Well, and I have tried, a lot of newspapers are digitized, I have not been able to find those. I've not been able to find.
Oh my God.
Apparently there were several
The
copies
ceiling.
from the museum.
The ceiling. The ceiling's like
The reason we have the
almost
1908
like, not really, but it's like,
is listed.
oh, you get this.
Well, because people, that's how they actually got
This is how you
it.
get it.
You can buy a house.
Right?
In here. The furniture in here would have sold then
To like free tour here, and I didn't show no shoes there, so I like punched her.
$47.85.
My apologies.
Historical Society paid $2,400 for it. Okay, let's come in here. I want to talk a little bit about Howard. Okay, there was a
You guys, look
it
at
is
all the
cool.
research. Okay, go on.
Ethel Elliott Chapel. I don't know if you've heard of her. She wrote the book Around the Four Corners. She worked for the Rice Lake Chronotype. She was kind of Mrs. Birchwood. But she collected from 1938. I don't remember the year of the last one that she did. She died in 1970. So,
1968.
but she made scrapbooks. These are copies of the scrapbooks of all the newspaper clippings that had to do with people from Birchwood. So wedding announcements and, graduation.
Birchwood youth students shearing way through
Yeah,
school.
yeah. So, I mean, tons
Little
of...
festival on Bobcat Hill and music preparation. Winter area school merger hearing set for May 8th.
So, lots of history. So let me talk about Howard. Howard went to Birchwood High School. He graduated in 1921, and he really wanted to be a pilot. In fact, before he graduated, he rode his bike to Rice Lake to get a ride on an airplane. Yeah, it is. And then listen to this. He got there, and now forgetting exactly what happened, but for some reason the pilot couldn't take the plane up. So he rode back home and then rode back the next day to get a ride. And he was just, that's all he wanted to do. So in 1924, he left and went to Chicago to a flight training school. Now, it was a 7-day course. He had 7 hours of flying time because the rest of the time was spent learning how to repair wooden and canvas airplanes, because that's what they were made of, wood and canvas. He moved to the Madison area. He built an airfield called Truax Airfield, which actually then he sold to the city of Madison. It's the Dane County Airport now. And then he built another one in Middleton. And that's pretty much where he spent the rest of his life, other than coming up here in the summertime. But he was very, very, very instrumental in the growth of the airplane industry in Wisconsin. Because remember, back in the, when he was 19, in fact, when he was in Madison, he worked with, should I just forgot the pilot's name? Who flew around the world? Who flew around the world?
Amelia Earhart.
No, it was a man. This escaped me. But he was going around the country talking to cities, the government, the officials in cities, and telling them, you need to build airports because that's what's coming is airplanes. And so Howard was involved in that in Madison. He had a Cessna aircraft dealership. In fact, at one time it was the biggest in the world. And he had a little Cessna airplane, and he would take people who had their own little airplanes, and they would go on like caravan trips to California, for the weekend, or South America, or whatever. That was kind of it. He flew until he was 80. So here's a couple pictures. The second one over is him with his mom and dad, James and Robert. This is him refueling midair. So he was very, very involved. He started an airplane business in the Madison area that did trips to Chicago. Wisconsin became Wisconsin Central Airlines. Ultimately, it was merged with other airplanes and became Delta. No, he wasn't involved in, but he was the original one. So, okay, we gotta get moving. Let's move upstairs. Any questions about this room? I just think
DeVries, Louis DeVries.
Oh.
There's lots of cool pictures in here.
Now be very careful.
Wow.
All day in here.
I know, this is very cool. I've never been here before.
The rule is no injuries. Do you? Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, Pat, for letting us come.
They must have been short. This is like way down low.
I
When
know.
you go down, it actually works pretty well, but it is for people with, who are short and have small feet. I'm short, but I don't have small. All right, let's stop in that first room.
Can you walk out here?
You could. They did. They used it as a porch. I don't know about how good that.
We can't move the photo out there? We'll go stairs, see them.
I know, they're very small.
We decided this would be the nursery. I don't know if that's what it was, but it is. This little phonograph was belonged to the Stout children on Stout Island. They had that. There's an old Ouija board. I don't know if anybody's seen it.
Oh, God.
I've heard one of those before, so.
But, clothing, this is the kind of clothing that children wore back then. Can you imagine?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so.
This is creepy.
I don't think I have anything more to say about this.
This would be the room that would be on.
You see the trap door that's over the by the stairs? They would close that in the wintertime to conserve heat.
I think there's a dead animal in here.
There's like two dead bats.
I think they're two dead bats.
What?
Yeah, there are.
Wait, someone film it.
How did my cleaning team miss that?
I like bats.
I mean, why would you look in there? I mean, I would suspect an animal.
That's never happened.
And is it actually? Yeah.
Oh, they probably went in and then they couldn't get out. Anybody know what this is?
Oh.
A crochet.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like
Dresses for women back then had buttons, and then they had a loop that would go over the button, and this was to do that.
Oh, okay. I see.
All right, let's move along.
Let's see that mat.
I got on video.
Anna. I want to see this. It says Anna Johnson's daughter.
Look at the old desk.
Anna, beautiful.
Guys, do I have a daughter?
That's weird. Like that? You see the little dolls in there?
It's creepy.
There's a Ouija board?
There actually is to the right.
Me and my sister did one once.
Those are
Right
freaky.
here?
Yeah, actually crazy.
Cassie, we should
Oh
do a Ouija board.
Should we try it?
no, guys are crazy.
Best part was it closed up.
What?
Put it on board.
That's actually scary. Legitimately.
That drawer. That sounds cool. His shirts.
I'm scared.
Cassie.
This is the wedding dress of Anna.
Oh my god.
Millie and Anita Johnson Seaver.
Johnson.
That was her wedding dress. And when she passed away, her family still. Okay, one more question for you. Anybody know what this is?
A sad iron?
It's a sad iron. You can use it. I know.
Cheating.
Now, anybody know why it's called a sad iron? Because you're no. It's because sad is an old English word for solid. So they were solid, if you think solid metal. They would, the handle, this one's a little different, but they would have a handle that could come off, heat them on a wood stove. You'd have several. You'd heat that iron, do your ironing, got cool, grab another one, do some more ironing.
Like Kyle, it's like
Any of you iron ever?
I can do that, yeah. Because I like to.
All right, we have to keep moving. I got 4 minutes to get you to the last two rooms.
You should do that. I mean, honestly,
Okay.
never said you want to go into journalism.
Again, you know,
Yeah.
these are dressed.
I could, yeah.
Just making like documentaries or videos where you're like voicing over.
Furs.
I'd be down. I'd be down.
Look at how tiny this is. This is called a 3/4 bed. So it's not as big as a double bed, but it's bigger than a twin bed. And usually 2 children would have slept in a 3/4 bed together. There's a closet here, and right behind the door there is another, in the hallway is another closet. That's very unusual for houses back then. They often didn't have any closets. They just had, pegs on the wall, because people didn't have a lot of clothes. They didn't just reuse those. Yeah. And this last room, a couple things I want to show you.
True.
Who wants to wear these boots?
Oh.
If they look comfortable.
I mean, that girl's outfit is cute.
All right, I want to talk a little bit in the couple minutes I have left about this quilt.
Is that a bedpan?
A fractured pan, so you can go to the bathroom in bed.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes.
So on County Road T outside of Birchwood, if you get to, it's right by Nice Lake Road. Right now it's the back, it's the Bear Boys shack. But there was the picture that's on the poster. It was a log cabin, and it was built to be a social place. So they had dances and whatever there. It actually was it was burned down, I don't know, early 2000s. It was still there. But the women wanted to buy a set of dishes to use. So they had people pay a quarter, I think it was, to get their name embroidered on the square. And then they sold raffle tickets. And they made $32.40 to buy their set of dishes.
Oh.
When I talked about women
These are all the names on
yes,
the quilt.
and I think you'll see, maybe it's up. Can you see? I think there are somewhere it's Mrs. Yes, so Mrs. O.T. Yeah, they didn't put their first name. They were Mrs. whatever their husband was.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, you hit me.
She's not quite as bad. Any questions?
Are there any Andersons on there?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I
There's
see
also
Venus.
Tony
there.
Bearboos.
Let's look.
There's a
Bear- you
maid.
guys were in, like, you weren't.
Yeah, no, we were
And this would have been.
we were friends.
Well, no, I was
What
saying
year was it?
You guys were imports, like,
Oh,
you
this is
bad.
Yeah, 1930. So, if your family didn't come here till after
Please do
that.
not sock me in the face again.
Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. She was like,
You are historical.
And Mr. Green.
Mr. Green's family was there. That's funny.
But Thayer, there's a Thayer Road outside of town.
like
There
Knapp
are
Miller, that could
Thayers.
be
I see
Parkos,
Parkos, like, that's not
Parkos.
Paul Parkos, though, right? Was his family from here?
Yeah, Lewis Knight.
Probably.
Lots of Nat Millers.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's what I was
lots of
gonna
Knapp
say.
Millers. Olsons, Johnsons, Nelsons, I'm sure.
T-Lits.
Yeah, T-Lits.
Oh yeah.
Star.
Yeah, Miss Leonard isn't that
There's
Miller.
there's a lot of nights. Not a lot, but there's nights.
There's one night.
Like Corinne or Ruth Anna Knight?
Yeah.
Could be.
That's cool.
Any questions? I'm just so happy you came.
Did you find like specific stuff in this house? Like, is there
You know, a lot of the stuff was original. Yeah.
Okay.
No, my understanding, because I didn't join the historical society until about all the people that started the historical society in 1992 are dead or died. But my understanding is when they acquired the house, there were lots and lots of stuff upstairs because Howard was in the 80s, 90s. He didn't come upstairs, and they would just So there was a lot of stuff.
I don't like
And
mannequins.
some of the stuff they had to buy.
You should get big.
Like the couch in the office, that was Howard's couch.
I'll ask.
The desk, yes.
I was gonna ask, what is that up there?
It's to go up into the attic.
Oh, that's a very tight space.
Yeah, we have one of those.
You guys don't, like, old houses all have that.
Yeah.
We have one in our garage. We have one in our
I also have one in the garage.
I mean, Americans aren't always obese, so they
Yeah.
can someone
Right,
can
exactly,
there.
exactly. Right.
They didn't have all this processed food back. That's why you have
I told Pat.
So we have a couple students, they're doing a final project,
And then
and they all have to
Haley's
come
in
up with their own
America.
story idea.
I was gonna ask you.
Zaylen wants to do something on the railroads, because the railroad's coming through
Yes,
there.
it's really important, okay? Yep, they need
where
some
would-
resources.
Yes.
Who is it that wants to do the railroad stories?
Right here, Zaylen, he's obsessed with railroads, very smart with railroads.
I have a
Zoom up
couple
to
of books
Bree.
that you can borrow. Arlen Colby is a gentleman who lives in Barron, and he has written several books about railroads.
Okay.
And the histories too. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of them. I'd be happy to lend them to you. Is that you? I'll get your contact information. If I can't get it today, I'll
We should make a star.
yeah, but I can get those to you.
And then Everett's gonna cover the story on the history of the town, because it's 120 years.
Yes.
I'm very
But that's not
stars.
Well, that's what we're looking at. Lexi is looking at doing some.
Unless I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably be better to do it than that.
But I wonder if you just write it for your final project and you can always publish it then.
Right.
There you go.
Because you do a really good job with it.
That'd be great.
Or do we make that a project next year for, I feel like the school's late years getting started to like.
I bumped Ben.
I do want to like be in touch with you next year though, because I would love for my journalism kids to do some
Wonderful. We
research on
we
certain
really want to
things.
have more connections with schools.
Oh no, just that.
Or we're gonna have.
He actually just
Should we just all have makeup with a camera?
Next week, And we'll work with them on developing a
It's
scavenger
like
hunt.
none of these guys have ever even.
I know.
It is like that.
We really haven't done much.
She's actually kind of creepy.
Why are her eyes actually like real?
Oh my god, stop this.
Do a story about something that has to do with reach out to me.
I don't like that. I actually just got the chills.
Let me leave. Let me leave.
There's a text. Oh, no, there's not. Yeah, definitely. Well, again, thank you so much. I could not say no to this.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
This
thank
is
you.
great.
I really love history, and I'm just really trying to. And like I said, it's just stories. That's what history
I
is.
still want to know some haunted stories.
I don't know any haunted stories.
I don't.
I'll have to look.
Any haunted stories about the town? I have a
Wait, where's my? Oh,
I
there's
have
a
not
finger
heard
right
of
there.
it.
I want to know that. I'd do a story on that. That'd be fun.
I've not heard of
Like,
it.
I'm like a little bit embarrassed. I mean, I was born on Friday.
What do you know about the islands on Lake Chautauqua? Like the houses that were like abandoned.
Oh, the
there? I remember
garbage?
being a
The
young
garbage?
child in that house, and like people just like up and left, like all their stuff was in there still.
Oh, if you're talking about Garbage Island.
What?
Is that?
I did not-
Garbage
I did not
Island
hear
that
this.
had
I
a
wanna leave.
hotel and cabins.
Is that what it
and-
was?
But then there was another island that had a farm on it.
Maybe it
You
was
know
that.
what?
So-
Is Stouts Island that big white building? I don't know what that is.
Okay,
Okay,
there's
I've seen
also-
that.
I've
Yeah.
never been to stuff.
There's an island on Red Cedar with a house on it, and there's like a haunted story around it. It was like there was a fire, and there was like a kid left, and
See,
it's like
next
the kid
year,
is still
you
there.
guys.
Why do you keep eating your hand?
I'm not eating it.
I was like,
And there was a kid.
I'm gonna clip you and put you on the cover.
I'm gonna clip you literally. Like I'm literally gonna clip your neck.
You don't have the tools for that.
The barn?
I have the tools.
It used to be.
Okay, so it was a stout farm to supply vegetables and meat and milk and whatever for the family on the island, the Happy Days Island.
So does someone actually live there now?
In that house?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's not
They
like
do?
it's not
Yes.
upkept. I feel like the
I
buildings
know,
are like
I know,
deteriorating.
I know.
And
It looks like they've been doing some work.
It's very pretty.
it is.
If
Very
somebody
nice.
lives in it, you can't.
I believe there's
tour
somebody
it.
I thought if we have a Bridgerton themed prom, we should do that.
Oh, that's tough.
I don't like this doll. She's staring at me.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I got
I feel
chills.
uncomfortable.
Here, Haley, take a wall. I want to see if I can get my chills on camera. Can you see my goosebumps? A little bit. I don't think it'll show up on camera though.
Can you say mine?
If I can get to the light,
Unlock everybody else.
I turned it on. I touched the bedpan. The bedpan. You touched that.
Alright, you guys, we gotta go. Okay, it's 2:36. We gotta go.
Everett, pick up your pen.
Come on, you're holding. Free running, I saw that. I saw that. Everett, how hard is it? I don't know. Sophie now reached the railing. He can there. He's like, wait, let me get out first.
I would like one of those Birchwood books too.
What if I like just fell?
Pick up a pen.
Thank you.
It was moving, I swear. It wasn't me.
He wrote the 1901 to 2001. He just kind of did some updating or whatever, but.
So this is all history of the area too.
Oh, heavens, yes. It's cold. That's my research.
It is. I think it's haunted. I think it's haunted.
It is haunted.
Haunted. Is that a cheese grater?
So the next time I come back, I'm gonna get these books. Sounds good. Okay.
Well, we start being open the first and third Saturday, starting this
Okay.
Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Pat.
You bet.
We'll be in touch and I'll
Thank
get
Thank you. This is great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10.
Yeah.
He said, I'm out of here.
Please don't
I think I did, but I might have got bent shoulders.
And then Ryland's gonna want those railroad stuff, but I'm gonna give him your email.
Perfect.
He can be in touch with you.
That sounds great. We can figure out.
Not Ryland, Zayden.
Zayden, I thought Ryland.
He's a man of few words though, so if he
How
sends you
long
an
did it
email
take you to
and
pick up that
not
pen?
many words.
Way too long.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Yeah, sure.
Alright,
Thank you.
have a good day. Bye. Stay warm, it's cold out here.
I know.
Is it raining?
That was crazy. There was like a doll and I touched the bedpan. The thing that they peed.
Little.
What did you guys think?
I love that, and I actually want to go back.
Everett was my favorite.
Everett.
Fatty Rodemaker.
Hey, Miss Weiss, are you jaywalking right now?
Hey, Cassie's jaywalking.
We got that on video.
I got you snapping back. Teacher snaps back at students. Oh, literally. Whoa! That phone. I should phone Everett and not be able to pick up the phone. You used to call me on the cell phone.
At local crosswalk, teacher steps back at Penguin.
At the Penguin. Yes, of course. Penguin. And you heard it sit on the couch and it had
Posts on store windows.
I'm so
the
confused.
that poop.
I already bought this person's shirt on Depop. And
We have to watch the clip where Everett couldn't pick up
I
the
wonder
pen.
if I have it. Okay. Because I end up.
It's a bunny. Oh wait, she went underneath.
Is that Bonnie?
Underneath the propane.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it here.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Okay, hang on. Let me make sure.
YouTube.
Bye. Thank you for watching. This was the Historical Society in Birchwood, Wisconsin.
thumbnail.
Thumbnail.
Bree, get in here, thumbnail.
What's our thumbnail?
Just do it like a shocked face,
Wait.
like a.
Thanks. Do you not want to do it?
You guys do it.
Okay.